Love bugs, it's Roslynn back at you one more again. I made my other video live chat, but I guess it was messing up, so I guess it just went private. I thought I put it public, but I guess it went private or whatever like that. So I'm just like, okay, the opposite went yesterday. So yesterday I put it on private. That was just like a regular upload, and then it went public. So God has his way of doing different things in our life. So it was this video is about why Narcs try to seek and destroy you when you try to walk away. And it's also, hey Annie, what's up, hon? Happy 4th of July weekend. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Yeah, I was going to do a Q&A for this one because I was going to make it regular, and I said, okay, I'll just start back up on chats, on Monday since tomorrow's 4th of July. So I'm not going to be uploading tomorrow anyway. It's just going to be my reflection time. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But yeah, I know a lot of people were talking about narc content yesterday. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do a narc content video. I haven't did one of those in a long time. I try to stay away from the narrative, but there's a lot of people that are still going through those different situations with narc situations and connections. So yeah, wow, good topic. Yeah, it's like 4th of July. Yeah, I had people been talking about that the last few. Thank you. Hey, Keiko. I was hoping you would have came in, but I didn't know what your situation was from, the email and junk like that. So I was just like, I was going to tell you, to come in, but I didn't know what your situation was. So I wasn't about to bother you on that. Y'all make sure y'all give a thumbs up because I see 5 people that popped in, but there's no thumbs up. So I appreciate it when you do. Yeah. I said, we're all having, a lot of people, not, I want to say all, but a lot of people are having narcissistic experiences as well as attachments. And Bree Easy, much love to you. Thank you for stopping in. Make sure y'all put, hey Antoine, Lions. Yeah, I didn't know if y'all seen the other one, and I was like, wait a minute, I told them I was going public at 5:00, but I know next time I know y'all in different time zones, so I need to make sure I say, hey, 5:00, but it's this time, so y'all already know. Antoine said, hey Annie. But thank y'all so much for stopping through. I wasn't going to do a chat, but I seen like Antoine came in and then Kelly came in like, hey, when you doing live chat? And I was like, dang, I already went. But I guess it went backwards from yesterday because you remember yesterday I went early on chat. So it's like I'm eating. You know what, Antoine, I'm not dealing with you today. He said it's eating zone time. I'm sitting up here munching on my Twizzlers and stuff like that because I've been doing my podcast. I hope y'all see my podcast. Hey, Jennifer, much love to you. Happy 4th of July weekend, everybody. Yeah, just being able to talk about different topics. I haven't did a narcissistic video in a long time. Like I said, I always try to talk about positive things and stuff like that. But I know there's a lot of things that we go through that we struggle on the daily. I'm in North Carolina. Aren't in North Carolina in the same time zone as Georgia, Antoine? I'm gonna start calling you Aunt. It's like I got a lot of friends that is like dear to my heart. I call them Aunt when their name Anthony and Antoine because I don't want to slip up and call you next name. I mean somebody else's name. But I know there's a lot of people that are struggling with these narcissistic people, these toxic attachments. They be trying you, and they be trying you. And these are the things you don't realize that will sit in your life to break all these toxic attachments that you have within yourself. And a lot of times it really took a lot for me to know that. I think narcissistic people is the first pandemic we... Girl, no, shut your mouth. You know what, Breezy? I was going to ask you because I love your accent. I said she either from Jersey, but I said I swear she sounded like she got that Massachusetts accent because I loved it. I was listening to videos. I said, man, I miss my up north people. I ain't heard from nobody in a long time from up north. But yeah, I said a lot of people are dealing with different situations that are very narcissistic, whether you're dealing with them within yourself, because it brings out a lot of stuff. Because a lot of times we try to figure out, why do we attach ourselves to narcissistic, sociopath, psychopath attachment type people. But those are the ones that are coming into your life that is like disguised as many blessings that you may not have seen it. Yes, he's like, I'm still learning. Hey, baby, we do it on a daily. That's where our strength comes from. All the battles we face, Eddie, I'm not going to laugh at you today because you coming out like, thank you. Okay, you already know I gave you the tea. I gave you the tea. You just don't know. You got to pray for them enemies like that. Because a lot of times I've been in a situation where I thought I was about to sit up here and start counting out bail money. Like, alrighty, see, I'm about to bust you to the white meat. Let me go ahead and count my money right now because I'm about to go and I'm about to be going in there. I'm going to smile in my mugshot. I'm going to be that one. I'll smile in my mugshot. I don't give a damn. I'll be that one, that person. But I'm not going to allow somebody to stoop me to the level they are. You have to be able to raise your vibrations. If they want to go ahead and project out the ugliness within themselves, you have to allow, if they can't raise up to your peace, allow them to be there by themselves. Because when these people are in your life like that, they project things out to try to test you, try to trigger you. And like I was saying the other day, these things happen so it can keep triggering you till there's no triggers left. And you're going to appreciate those situations because there's people, there's times I've been in relationships with toxic attachments thinking, they're cheating on me. What am I not doing that keeps having them, get me into infidelity issues? It's like readings. I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. Okay, I'm living in Mass for 18 years. Okay, I knew that accent was from somewhere because I'm like, I'm loving it. She was like, yeah, you gotta, I got friends that be talking about khakis, and people be thinking they talking about the daggone pants. I said, no, khakis, car keys. Up there, you go up there, you got that New England accent is very hard. But yeah, because it's like when I had friends staying with me, all of a sudden I started picking up that Bostonian accent. It was crazy. But yeah, it's just like, you go through these different things where it's just like they're bringing you really out your comfort zone. And those are the things, it's like, especially with me, I used to tell people I was very hood. I was molded as a thug growing up. I was about that life. But it's like that person, I'm not going to allow you to bring something out of me that I'm trying to kill off in the first place. You're not bringing up that energy energy of an enemy that I made peace with. And these are the things that you're doing. When they try to seek and destroy you, it's because the fact is they breathe off of you. You're that nutrients they get from getting that power out of manipulating you by sitting up here deceiving you, making you feel like your life ain't worth living. I was dealing with, I know they got some videos on here and that's like I had to stop watching them because I said this one gonna make me end up going to jail. So I said no, I'm gonna stop watching that. Even though they're good videos, it's called W News. And they do them where they write the scripts out and it's like animation. And there's so many different things that I can truly relate to. And I said, this is going to really piss me off. So let me stop watching these videos. It's a good one, but it's starting to bring out a trigger that I'm trying to make peace with. So, and those are the things that I definitely needed. He said, I see you are better. Yes, I'm feeling better today. I forgot. You didn't come in the video yesterday, but it was good. I was feeling better yesterday. I was going to do it the day before. And all of a sudden, I guess God was telling me, no, you're not. You're going to take another break. Do you, and you'll get right back to him. It's like, hey, but Annie, you getting better in your English. So that's really good. And he says, I focused against the crazy narcissist. Your narcissist was sent to be your better blessing. I'm telling you, it can be a painful situation because people will bring out the ugliness in you because that's all they're cloaked with. When they see, and it's just like we are empaths, they were destined to come into our lives because we give them that fuel that they can't get for themselves. They need that attention. They need that spotlight. They need that person where we're that person because a lot of times we feel like, why am I so stupid? Why do I keep allowing myself to become this victim of what they're doing? It's like they will test the God and you, yes, Lord, say it. It's like, say it. Yes, it's like, yes, it's all about your mind. It's all about your mind because it'll let you feel like they have this power over me. What am I going to do if they try to trigger me? That's where God's telling you. You have to have that faith within yourself that these people can't trigger you unless you allow them to. And that's the best blessing they can ever do to you is triggering you because right there is bringing up stuff in your life that you need to heal on. If somebody want to call you out your name, I had some stuff they were calling me and I'm looking and I'm laughing And I'm just like, but fool, you picked me. So what is that saying about you? You know, I'd be that one of that person, because it's just like, you know, they tell you ain't gonna never get nobody better than me. Nobody can't do you like I do you. That's the whole daggone point. I don't want nobody like you. You're like, you want me, you ain't gonna never find somebody like me. That's the whole point. I don't want to, but I appreciate you though. You know, I don't want somebody, you be somebody else, because there's a lot of times you feel like you're having a bad day, and then somebody done found your ex and thought that was the one. Because when they no longer can manipulate you the way if you notice, when you start catching them on every single thing they have done, Breezy, I'm not laughing at you because I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying to be serious. But you know, I'm speaking the truth. I'm speaking the truth. When you feel like, oh my God, I love this person, why they keep cheating on me, you have to understand, when you start knowing the rules to the games that they constantly play, and they know they can't get over on you because you see with their flaws, they don't like that. They got to go ahead and start grooming somebody else that thinks they are the one. And so whatever they were doing to you, they doing to them too. They just ain't found out yet. They wait until they hook, line, and sinker. Yeah, they will serve you the purpose of like toilet paper, used and used. Yes, yes, yes. And these are the things you have to create. They don't, you know, because at times you don't want to be waiting to exhale. Like, what was her name? Bernie. That's my girl. It's like Bernie. What's her name? Angela Bassett. When she sit up here and burned all his stuff, and she in Arizona, they said, ma'am, you can't sit up here and burn trash. She's smoking that cigarette. That is trash. It sold everything for $1. I know that's right. And you've been in situations like this, and it's just like, these are you don't realize these are the biggest blessings that's coming into your life, even when it sets your soul on fire like you about to come out of a beast, you know. And they're very dangerous. They are very dangerous. But you have to understand, you carry that torch that they can't put out. They will convince you that it's out, but they can't put it out. And the reason why they see that, I don't know how they can detect that empathy in us, but it is just like, they do that. And they, you know, and it's just the weakest thing you can do. Like Bob Marley said, the weakest person you can be is jumping in somebody's life knowing you had no intention on loving them. They can't love you if they don't love themselves. You can't. That's a miracle that cannot happen. It first got to start with them. You're like, they don't love me. Hell, they don't love them. They don't. They do not do that. Is that baby? Is that baby? Hello. After I snap, don't snap, baby. Snap back. Snap back like, ooh. We'll talk another time. You know, let me go back. Let me go back and rewind. R. Kelly. Ugh. Girl, don't make me. He need to go back in the closet. I bet he's singing that song, I believe I can fly. You can believe all you want to, but you ain't going nowhere. You stay right there. You know, he you know, and it's funny how he had that little smirk on his face like, bitch, I got you. And every time he got out, they found new charges to take his butt in. God said, not today and not tomorrow and not next year. And now he want to start crying. I mean, well, I'm being serious. I'm being serious. I said, you were talking about age ain't nothing but a number and all that other junk. You know, keep it in the closet. You keep that mess in the closet while I padlock your ass clean up in there, because you're not coming out. You're not coming out. When I say I don't listen to nothing else that man done put out, and I used to like keeping it in the closet plays and junk like that, but now I'm looking at him like, you don't know the chomos. You like smell. No, I remember DMX sit up here and outed him for that. Is that they just hate, but they lie like all is cool. Yeah, because they don't like defeat. When I sit up here and say, I don't want you, and I say that with a smile on my face, you know, I don't want you. And a lot of times, you know, and I think I put a post up the other day about that. It's like, when you are away from, you know, people that you know that just broke your heart and tore you up, it's easy to be out of sight, out of mind. But when you have to be in the face of that character every single day, you see that smile, you see their eyes, you see the different things that you were attracted to. That's where your power comes from, where you can look at them and say, you are not what I want. You are not what I want. It's like they will hate on you. It's like you are so funny. Well, I'm serious. Is that my daughter feel me singing? I believe. Oh God, dog. I would not want to sing that song. If you could sing it, baby, go ahead, sing your heart out. It's like it's a good song. You know, I understand that, but it's just like R. Kelly done put a nasty ass taste in my mouth. And that even gave me a nasty taste in my mouth because just what he was always doing in other girls' mouths. I don't know. He's the narc of the narc. And then he's sitting up here talking about all these different things he made them women do. You gonna pay dearly for that. And I bet all them people that bonded you out is mad as hell and want their money back. Want their money back. You know, and it's like very easy. You laughing. He's like, I love your soul, your vibe. Hey, I keep it authentic. I keep it real. I speak my truth. I speak by experience. Is that I'm glad you with me in. It's true. And you not realize, because I tell mine, and he get mad when he's like, you're lying, all lies, all lies. And I say, hey, anything that goes against your illusions are lies, but that is okay. And I tell him that, it took a long time for me to not attach a negative definition towards what he was to me. And I had to allow myself to say, you're the biggest blessing I had ever had, because no other person will ever do some mess like that to me again. You are a blessing that I needed. You helped me heal in the best possible way. Because as soon as I feel that type of vibration coming towards you, people come up to me, no, I already know. It's like, how you wish they had side effects on the back of their behind. Talk about this trigger will sit up here and mess up your whole damn credit. This one will put everything in your mama name. This is the one to sit up here and steal your kids' food. You want to be able to learn what you be attracting into your life. I'm like, nope, never mind. It's like, much love. It's like, you truly understand. I'm serious. And these are the things that you have to deal with within these people. And a lot of times we get mad because we keep attracting these people, but it's allowing you to see the insight within yourself that you need to recognize. Because a lot of times I was just like, what the hell did I see in you? Because it's like nothing that I was attracted to before. And I'm just like, no, I'm not. No. It just give you a nasty taste in your mouth. It's like, yeah, it's the same, and it's sad. It's like when you see the amount of shit that they do. Yeah, it's like you screw your life up, and then they gone to buy their business. Straight example, matter of fact, it's crazy because I always be speaking the truth and stuff like that. I made an example, and this was crazy. I used Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson, Trish Thompson, as an example, before all that mess came out. And I said, look, it's sad when you go through that, but it's more sad when you're in public and in all these things are happening. And she's still doing it. Oh, we're friends. No, baby. Friends don't hurt you like that. That ain't a friend, because he said you ain't his type. She her type because he like the mixed type chicks and all that junk. You ain't his type because he wanted you for clout. And then when he seen you were trying to do better for yourself, and he seen that you were coming unbothered and not pressed, he brought you right back in just to tear you right back down. And you're going to have to be that one. Hey, Vi, much love to you. Thanks for coming in. Happy 4th of July. Is I still not to feel guilty for loving them? Yeah, you don't feel guilty for that. That's your blessing. It's like she was a piece of me. Yeah, she was. No, she was a cash cow. That's what it was. Because he know all the Kardashians do. All the Kardashians do is stay in the limelight. It don't matter if it was something good or it wasn't something bad. It's just they're out there. And I say I don't be hating on them and stuff like that. But my situation is, out of the whole, when I did watch their show, Khloe was my favorite one. Because when people started dogging her when she was on that hefty level, and she wasn't even big, but it just seems like her self-esteem was so like, you can never do that to me. When she felt like somebody was going to break up with her, or they cheated on her, she left them alone and was on to the next. But the next thing you knew, this popped off. She done lost the weight, got a revenge body, got a face done, and all this other stuff. And next thing you know, it minimized your love for yourself. And it's just like these situations were placed in. I try to, make sure I don't project judgment on people, because I went through stuff like that before. And I commend her. It's like I can love them from a distance. Like, yes, you can love them from a distance. You can stay in touch, but come unreached. You have to be able to do stuff like that. And these are the things that you don't realize. This becomes your best blessing when you go through toxic attachments like this. And it's a blessing when you can allow yourself to go through that situation, get out, and see the situations that these people sit you in. Because some people, they stay in that bitter situation where they don't allow themselves to be happy just because of one person that will affect their life. And it's not saying that the next person's going to do that, but don't allow yourself to be shortage on your own happiness because of somebody else's situation. You don't do that. You discarding your own self and messing your own self up, forgetting, not fulfilling your happiness within yourself. It said, I did get out well, by the time I lost 2 people who got too much hate from those, yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Because I remember you were telling me about your situation, and that mess is crazy. It really is. And those are the things you have to be grateful for, because there's a lot of people that get in those situations and don't get out. I know I was sitting, it's like, run. What was that? I forgot what show. Oh, that was Medea and her play. Run. Don't keep on going. Keep going. And you have to be able to do that. A lot of times you don't realize the biggest blessings come from your hardest tragedies. It really do. Y'all go ahead. There's 8 people in here. There's only 4 thumbs up. Y'all got to come on. Y'all know I'm speaking some truth now. You go ahead and get some thumbs up, please. I appreciate that. Because I won't stay in that forever again. You don't. You have to learn your lesson. And those are the situations. You start loving yourself more and knowing what you ain't going to cater to when it comes to situations like that. And I benefit off of my toxic attachments because it allowed me to know myself too. Breezy, yeah, she does. I put her link up in the last video I did. And it's on that last, I don't know what last video I just put up, but it was the one from yesterday, and it has you pushing yourself, like you see like the little part of you. And I put her link in there to share it, just to show her some love. She just starting her own video out, and people did that for me. I want to be able to do that for her. So yeah. What was that? God dog. I forgot. Hold up. Let me see. Oh yeah, it was the live chat from yesterday. It says live chat and vibe with me, raising our frequencies. That's what it is, and it shows the link to that. But yeah, she's doing real good. I know another girl that I was go with the flow tarot. I got to go by and stop her videos because she do some powerful readings. I just don't do, like, I used to be very addicted to tarot cards. Like, I got my own over here, and I stopped doing them for a while because I was very addicted. I felt like I couldn't make moves unless I did my cards. So I started staying back from videos like that. But I want to be able to show that same love and support towards people that stop by and come by my channel, and they also on YouTube. So I want to be able to just share that knowledge, to be able to help people out. He said, okay, sorry, I zip. It's okay. So I'll check her out. No, I want you to go ahead and do that. Go ahead. That's why I share her link and her channel and stuff like that. But I thank you for the thumbs up, y'all. I truly appreciate it. But yeah, you going through all these different things in your life. Like, a lot of times you don't realize it. It can be your family that are narcissistic. It can be your coworkers that are narcissistic. Even your mates, your partners and stuff like that. And it's just like, I know there was different people who are telling me yesterday, it's like their mom is a narcissist and they're like, what to do? But you have to understand, you are that example to show them where they feel like it's impossible. You can make that possible, if you allow yourself to. Bless you too. And it's just like my family is, it was narcissistic, my dad, he had to go through a lot of healing. He had narcissistic ways as well. And, and he's, even when he's over on the other side, my dad has taught me so much for me not to allow myself to entertain, where I need to lift myself up and, all those different things. So I'm very blessed to have a parent that, even though they're both, thank you, is that to make you strong physically, mentally, and spiritually, stay focused and determined. Yes. It's hard to deal with people that, especially if you're in this toxic cycle, this karmic, and you can't leave. You can call the cops on them. You can, place a restraining order. Nothing is going to go through with you, because these are the things you're having to save yourself. Law of enforcement is not going to be able to do it. You already see how they only protect and serve themselves on certain situations. So this is that determination on where you're healing at. You are going to be the one who comes save yourself. We try to understand, why do these people try to seek and destroy you? Because they don't want to feel defeated. They feel defeated when they can't play you anymore. They feel weak when they can't, you don't jump for doing different things. And I've had people that I've helped as well as I went through these things. And they're saying, oh, I want to, hurt them. They say, your dad is very strong. Yes, he is, Annie. You already know. I mean, I love him to death, no pun intended, but that was bad. But I love the fact is that he's been helping me a lot through so many different things in my life, even though I don't speak on him, it's a blessing for that. He's like, he is really a blessed man to still be impacting us in that world. Yeah, he is. So it's just like going through all those different things. You try to understand. He's like, I have a narc traits and I'm still working. But see, that's where your strength comes in, because you're acknowledging the fact is you carry those traits. And that's where your healing comes from, when you can be honest. I say that all the time. I heal every day from my narcissistic traits. And, I was telling other people, they were like, well, I want to hurt them about as much as they hurt me. The whole point is they're hurting themselves. There's nothing you can do to hurt them. You can say something positive and you say something negative, and that still is like, that's adrenaline rush for them, because you're keeping them in that energy. You're allowing yourself to fest into that cesspool of negativity by speaking on them like that. That's why it's just like, when I see my situation, I appreciate that. Yeah, you learn from them. Yeah, it's just the fact is, with my situation, with my dad, his situation, he helped me through that because he didn't want that for me. He said, yeah, law enforcement, but yeah, they ain't doing nothing. I said, that's just a piece of paper. You have more control out of the toilet tissue than you do a restraining order. It says, what is it? Gray Rock, Up Rock, much love. What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy 4th of July weekend. Thanks for stopping by. Y'all make sure y'all put some thumbs up. There's 9 people in here. There's only 5 thumbs up. And it's true though. And a lot of times we feel like if we say something hateful to them, they love that, because the fact is they know they got up under your skin, and that's what they live for. That's what it is. They said, thank you. You hate me? All right. That lets me know I got you mad. But the best thing you can do, shut off that airplay. Ignore them. Distance yourself. Even if that's a karmic cycle, the best thing you can do is heal, is by not even giving it any kind of attention and just appreciating yourself. Because when you allow yourself to think of it as a non-existent situation that is bringing you ultimate blessings to heal yourself, nothing that they do, because this is like with mine, they know I'm OCD. I like my house clean. I like my house in order. And if they know there's certain things about you that they know it can tick you off, they're gonna make sure they keep doing it. And they may act like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't know it was just like that. I didn't even understand. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. They knew what they were doing. And now it's like, when I allow myself to look back, I appreciate that, because it's let me know, when people see that what things that tick you off, they want to keep bringing it out. They want to keep doing it. They want to keep doing it. But then that's allowing you to heal within your triggers. Because when you pulling that up, what is your point on saying anything to them? It ain't going to change anything. When you try to allow somebody to see how it affects you, it don't say anything. They want to be able to see how they can be able to affect you a lot more. Those are the situations you have to live through that you consider that as being a blessing. Because it's within my situation with my mom's ex-husband and his wife, when I allowed myself to disconnect from them, because it was very emotionally and mental and verbal with them. They always try to make me look bad in front of people. If people didn't know me, all of a sudden they already had an opinion about me or how they wanted me to be seen. And it's just, the fact is, I appreciated them too, because I felt like if that's family, I have no choice. I have no other family to talk to. And they figured if I got out of that situation, I'm by myself, I'm just going to off myself. And that's what they thought. I'm still here. He said, I'm really sorry for your pain. I'm good, honey. I'm good. You already know. I'm so good. Within my experiences made me so much stronger. I just take it day by day. Yes, I have sad days. Yes, I have bad days, but it's created strength within me, and I don't regret that. It's like, I don't regret it. It's like Rose. It's like it saved my life to not react. Yeah, it is. It is. It's saving your life. And it's like they know, but we can't understand them. It's just because it's nonsense. You can't understand something. It can seem like a conundrum all at once too, but it shows. It's just the fact is that person is needing you to fulfill something within them that they need to be filling in themselves. Then they don't want to do that. Yes, a strong queen who's wear a crown daily. You're like, You have to. I mean, sometimes, I hear my dad like straighten the crowns, princess. It's like your crown's about to fall. And I'm like, Daddy, I'm just so tired. I'm just tired. He said, baby, I know, but this is strengthening you. You got this. You're gonna get better, better than you need to be. Just pray for your enemies. That's all it is. Pray for them. That's why I made my dad on, I was connecting with somebody and I said, I'm gonna make a podcast on that. I said, pray for your enemies. That's the best thing you can do. Because you don't know, you were that person that God sent them directly to out their wrongs. There's so much daggone, things that people do, underhand things they do. You just don't know. God using you for that battle for them to bring out all the little dirty deeds they do. And then when you don't react to it, even when you want to slap them, slap the spirit out of them and everything, don't do that. Pray for them. Just pray, hey, I pray for you that all God think you deserve, and going about my business. Keep going. You got a job to do. You can't be doing it. Wow, you can't be doing it. Sorry, I'm gonna flip my finger, flip my computer over. You can't be doing it when you're behind bars. You're exactly where them folks wanted you to be. Because it's just the fact is, people wake up and try to see, how can I be able to self-destruct in somebody's life? That's what it is. What it is, like Pinky in the damn brain. That's what you're dealing with. It's like, what do you want to do? Conquer the world. That's how they are. He's like, I'm still fresh. No, it's like him. It's still fresh. So I react too much. But yeah, it's like that. But this is the same thing that's gonna bring you that strength, Annie. I'm telling you, it brings it. It says praying for you, praying for them releases the tension when you can't physically. Yeah. It has, but it's just like how you understand madness. It says to me, well, it's just the fact is, I don't try to see my eyes through somebody like that, because see me, I don't got that time for mind games. I'm gonna straight up tell you, I don't like you. I wouldn't turn my back on me, and you need to sleep with one eye open. I'm just that person. I'm just more blunt and real with mine. I ain't got time to say, I don't know what you're talking about. No, because if I'm sent to mess up your world, I'm gonna tell you that. I've always been that type of person. Now, I mean, I got a lot of enemies because I spoke my truth. It's like how you understand madness. Oh, you already said that. Hey, Jeffrey, much love. Thank you for coming in. The same thing we do every night. It's like, try to, you know what? I'm not. It's the same one thing we do every night. Conquer the world. It's like we're all on our own journey and path, and we all think and feel different. It's like we don't think or feel on the same level. We don't. It's like, because a lot of times, you know how they say when we attract those type of people, there's something we're compatible with. But there's a lot of things it's like we as empaths and them as narcissists, we need each other in that way, because it's just the fact is, you're showing that person, no matter how much you can place on my life, I can still overcome if I allow myself to. I don't have to be stuck in a situation like that. You choose to be, because the empath, you will keep going through this. That's our karma. If you don't allow yourself to see what is destroying you emotionally, mentally, physically, sexually, all these things, it will keep on heavier and heavier, because when you don't address them wounds, it gets heavier. And then when you allow yourself to say, not again, I'm done, I appreciate this, I'm gonna move on, thank you. And when you allow yourself to not entertain the foolishness, you don't took the power away. And that's the whole thing. But then you're showing a narcissist, no matter how much stuff you put on me, I have my choice to heal. I can take the accountability and playing a part of the suffering I allow to take place. I entertain that. So I allowed myself to unplug. I'm unplugging. You were the power source. Unplug that mess. You have to. They manipulate you. It says somebody's here to cause pain and destroy. Yeah. It says some are here to cause pain and just drive. And it says you have faced the wounds that deal with them. Yes, you do. It said talk text. It said be careful, sis. Oh, you already know I'll be careful anyway. I'm good. I'm straight good. God got me. God got me. And they try to take me out, yet I am still here. It says that's why I had to do with my ex-friend. You have to. Because people feel like, especially when it comes to family feel like, oh, they ain't got nobody else. I'm family. They have to deal with that. No, you don't. You don't. I've had too many friends that say, Roslynn, my sister treats me like this so bad, and I'm so tired. And anytime I tell them how that makes me feel, they still keep going. They are not, you have to repeat yourself, you have to just exclude yourself. That's what you have to do. When I say I don't talk to no family, I talk to no one. On my Facebook, I only got 4 people, and I've had that for over a year. 4 people. I don't, when I say I'm done, when I ask God, hey, show me the unseen, the people I need to block out my life that's keeping me from being better, and certain faces and certain images and certain names come up, I'm deleting. I'm not about to sit up here and say anything. Either I'm gonna tell you, hey, it's time for us to part ways and move on, I have to go, or, I'm just not going to say nothing. You just look up and you try, let me go text Roslynn and see what she's doing so I can see what kind of stuff I can destroy today. And you blocked. My intuition's a silent snitch, and I appreciate her to the fullest. And it says, glory be. Yes, it's the impasse balance out the narc, right? Narcs basically have the mirror off the empathic people. Yeah, it's true. It's true, because you're mirroring them and you're mirroring you, because it's like anybody that carries that, because a lot of times we're trying to understand, why do we have toxic attachments with people? Why do we why does that keep gravitating towards us? Because there's something in part of yourself you're not acknowledging what needs to heal. And those are the blessings that you don't even see as a blessing. It's like, I've had that. It's like with my mom's ex-husband, he went through that bad. And, he's always said, I can't stand my dad. He did everything, no matter what I did, to try to be a better person. He would never be satisfied. And he did the same thing to me. And I said, it made you hate your dad. And what makes it so bad, you're still living through that pain. And your dad's been dead for 68 years, almost close to 70 years. And you're still carrying that anger for him the way you are. And it was just like me seeing that. I said, that situation is destroying him. And I'm not going to allow it to destroy me. It was a hurt feeling to have to carry that pill and digest that, and that's the situation I was telling y'all about the other day that really just broke my heart. Even though I've been going through it for a long time, you having to sit up there and face your truth that you were not that person, even though it was sent to be your father figure into your life. He wasn't sent there to love you. He was sitting there to awaken you. And that was a part of me that I could not sit with. But I had no choice but to respect that's what it was. And you have to be, when you allow yourself to know, this is my trigger point, is that mirror as crazy as it? Yes, it is. Sometimes you just don't like what you see. You really don't. You don't like what you see. Because it's just like, I don't understand. It's just like when people be around you and they know what you're lacking and they use your weaknesses against you to project insecurities towards you. That's the things that they're hoping you don't get, and those are the things I appreciate. Because it's like when you throwing it in my face, like, oh, I got this amount of money, I did this and this and this and that. I'm like, okay. I said, but the way I'm seeing that as a blessing, because when you have more money, that means you need other people to feed your ego, because you're not getting it from me. So that means you don't have to be around me. So that was a double blessing for me. So God bless. I'm seeing it like that, but I'll be like, oh, that's good. God bless you. And that'd be funny. Is I'll find your channel in time. That was good. We both, you've been with me. What was it, Annie? You've been with me almost close to 3 years. You've been with me for a good minute. So you don't see me evolve a lot. And this is where you get your growth at. A lot of times, yes, you get mad. Not all the time. Let me allow myself to rewind and retort. A lot of times we get mad because of the fact is you are not being reciprocated the stuff that you get out. But then you also have to hold yourself accountable for the toxicity you project out. You have to be able to check yourself too. I check myself like, ooh, because I'm about to say some stuff like, what was it, last week? And before don't you say it, leave it alone. You know what they doing. You know what you about to do. Shut up. Keep your mouth shut. Let God handle that. Keep it moving. Unball your fists, unclench your teeth. Just keep going. Keep working on you. And it's like, it said everything has to be 2 poles. It's like, hot, cold, like big, small, light, dark. Behind every human tries a soul, and every soul has a purpose. Yes, it says some are here to cause pain and destroy, and others are here to spread love. Yes, it says my lacking in my relationship bless. Yes, I bless. I'm grateful for anybody who gets out of their situation. And then when you finally get where you are supposed to be, and grant that you working on your destiny, but God has a bigger one created for you, just because he's seen the tears you have cried when you are trying to allow yourself to remain peaceful, calm through times you really want to scalp somebody. Shoot, with us being Heyokas, they really want us to go back to the motherland. It's like, look, our forefathers, you pissed them off. You walked around with no head. You really want me to go there? I'm getting homesick. It's like, I'm trying not to be that daggone way. And so I have a question. Once you become sexful, keep it to yourself. Yes. How would you avoid showing a toxic person who didn't believe in you not to boast in front of them? It's like, hey, I did it, ha ha. Yeah, to me, the way, you don't even have to boast to them, because seeing you with a smile on your face and you're doing big things, that was enough to make them mad anyway. You ain't gotta boast. It's just that it is not bragging if you can prove what you bragging about, or no, prove what you're speaking on. That's not being a bragger, because it's just like with me, I love doing my videos. If God sees fit for this to be my calling for a long time and get up there, it's not the fact that I'm boasting anything, but I want to show people you can achieve. I'm coming from the ground up. Nobody showed me how to do this. God and them showed me to go here. I first, I went through my grieving, and then I started doing video diaries to myself, and then they guided me here. Yeah, yes, this is family. It's like, this is a family here. Yes, it is. We all can learn and grow from each other. We're all struggling through something that we're learning throughout our painful circumstances. You're growing throughout those painful circumstances. I'm so glad and blessed to be here with you. Oh, I'm blessed to be. Thank you, sister love. I appreciate that. You never know what kind of circumstances can be very inspiring, not just for you, but for other people. And that's how we find our purpose in life, because there's something that goes on in our life that we say we never want to feel again. We never want anybody to go through this the way we went through it. Let me allow myself to make my life better so I can help people create a better life for them. And that's what you're doing. It's not easy. You can steady try, and it could be a straight stumble. And I'm really trying to bring something beautiful out here. I want to be able to do that. And these are the things that are giving you that experience through your failures, through your setbacks, the things that is just not turning out fast enough the way you want to. But that's letting you know, just because it ain't moving like that, don't mean it's not going to move for you. You have to keep being consistent. I was doing videos for a while. I used to do chats back a long time ago. It was like every few days, and it was like negative people coming out calling me the N-word and this and that. They're trying to discourage me. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to do any chats no more. And I gave them exactly what they wanted. Now I don't do that. It says, does Breezy do? Well, I don't know. Breezy, you have to get in touch with Breezy and see if she does personal readings. Vi wants to know if you do personal readings, Breezy. And it's like, I shuffle unicorn and be 22 communication. Okay. All right. Yeah, I've not did a reading. Last time I did that was with me and my sister, and that mess drained the heck out of me for like 2 days. I can't do it. It probably her draining me, and on top of the daggone stuff I was getting from universe. So I said, I ain't about to do that mess no more. It's too much. I give any props to anybody who does that on their videos, because I do one reading for my kids. I'm gonna have to recover for 2 days, because it's just everybody want me to say, let me tell you to say this to them, because they don't be listening in spirit, and that's what you have to do. So it's just like all these different things that you're going through. Yes, it can bring up painful experiences. It can bring hyperactive anxiety. You go through a manic depressive, but these are the things that is bringing you to where you need to be. If you have not gone through any toxic or traumatic experiences, how would you ever learn most about yourself? A lot of times people try, how do you stay strong when strong is all you got to rely on? Strong within God, universe, your family done passed on is trying to keep you protected, that is keeping you protected, your spirit guides, your animal totems. These are all the things that's helping us raise within our consciousness. And it's not easy, but this is where you're getting your insight from the drastic measures that you're having to take within yourself, but from the setbacks, from people breaking you down, from people that laugh at you for the things you're doing. And I've learned through those different things, because it's like with my situation, people felt like if they, because they lived and breathed. Delta, what up? Is I've done so many typos. I'm so sorry. I know what you say, because I'll be sitting here texting people. Okay, I was like, dang. I was talking to my daughter the other day and trying to finish emailing and trying to multitask. I'm like, you know what? I done messed up and did some typos, but hopefully they find out what I'm talking about. I definitely feel the narc thing. Yesterday, I was super confused as I felt some narcissistic energy, and again, mistook it as my own. And I felt like I was trying to be convinced I was 100% narc. You have to understand, From my experience, if you a full-blown narcissistic person, they don't admit they're narcissistic. I mean, when I find somebody like that, there's a motive behind them actually saying what they are, because I know there's a motive for that. It's a damn sure. It happens though, because I deal with mine. It's just like when I see where I am at now, when I see the people that put me in my situation, that got me on this road, it's a blessing. But I see that they have, and I'm not trying to say this in a judgmental way, it's just what they project out. They have they have to use insulting and discouraging me to build their ego up, hurting me in front of other people to make me look bad, to try to build themselves up. And when I'm not that type of person, it's like the kids, thought I was going to have something to say about them. I said, other than me, I try not to make them look bad. I'm allowed them to expose themselves. And then when I finally found out the things they were doing, it made me have a nervous breakdown. I wanted everybody to know what they did. But then that was when I didn't even notice I was unsubconsciously making myself a victim of their circumstances. It says, Delta, focus as you can. Don't get isolated. Let me run back here because I didn't even see what the heck Delta put on here. What'd you say? Oh, I thought you said something else. Yeah, I thank you for the stars and the hearts and isolation and persecution. Go ahead. I'll isolate myself in a minute because this is the much I do with interaction with people, and I'm good. God say I gotta be social. He ain't say I had to be physically social. I can just communicate with people that are on the same way lifted me, trying to learn and grow like I am, and I'm cool. I like to be around people virtually, to be able to say that somebody can vibe with me and be on that same thing. If we can learn from each other, you know how powerful that weapon becomes, and that's what God wants. We're all learning from our experiences. And when you can help somebody grow and say, I see your struggle and I want to help you just like it helped me. Because you don't know, there's somebody out there that's praying for some answers and they end up connecting with you and you not realizing you're that blessing that they needed. And it's always like that. I love the fact when somebody asks me, hey, Roslynn, what do I need to do? Don't do it something that's going to get you locked up and it's going to have you having a whole serial number instead of your last name. Don't do that. You say, hey, this is my homegirl, 5678125 in the third floor, or intense isolation. No, I don't want to be able to. Don't do it. So, oh, Lord, let me go ahead and plug my computer up. I didn't know the computer about to sit up here and run dope. But yeah, you're going through all these situations to help you grow. These situations are not easy to face and stuff like that. But these are the things that you actually needed. This is that powerful growth you have, because narcissistic people, they're going to try to discredit you because they already know, and they mad at you because the fact is you can face some things that they run away from. And it's just the fact is that's why I would say pray for your enemies, because when people seek to destroy you just to get their joy out of it, they're hurting worse than you are, because you're the braver person. You can see where your issues are. You can see where your pain is. You're trying to understand, how can I allow myself to be a better person so I can quit attracting stuff like that? Because the more you change, that you'll see the difference of you attracting people. Because I don't have a lot of negative people in my life. I'm healing from the benefit of the negative issues that I have in my life. And I'm so grateful for that. When I say I'm so grateful, I'm very grateful for that. And it's appreciated. Because a lot of people feel like when they're in narcissistic attachments, it's something that they did. No, it's something that they did. They keep you going around. They keep you in that loop because they know if they, I've seen, it was a different documentary I had yesterday that made me so heated. I mean, when I say almost pulled me a whole trigger and made me want to shoot, it was one, because it was this beautiful girl. She was pregnant. I forgot what that girl's name is, but it was like her family kept telling her, don't get married to this dude. Don't get married to this dude. I have a bad feeling about him. Don't get married to this dude. She ended up marrying him anyway. And he was fighting her while she was pregnant. He threw her on a glass table. Him and the daughter had to pull her in the bathroom, pulling out shards of glass out of her back while she 7 months pregnant. I said, boy, your wig should have been split a long time ago. You would have been that one I would have been glad to go to jail for. I promise you. I'm one of those types, because I feel like when men sit up here and beat on women like that, because you can't run up on a man and do that. So you pick women. You feel like women are weak. You gonna run up on that wrong one on the right day, and they gonna have that. They ain't gonna care. They just are not gonna care. It's sickness. It's a mental sickness, because a lot of times these are the things that was exposed to them as a child. On this is how they need to act. A lot of men. That's how they. Men will say that they beat to control people. I said, you can't control me, cause we gonna fight. I like, you hit me, you better hit me, and you better hit me good. Because if I do it, I'll put like Medea. I will pull a grit ball on you. I have grit, so I can pull it Al Green. It's no problem. Grits and sugar. It worked very well. People like grits and sugar. You pour hot grits on somebody and add sugar. The more they whip it off, is the more they get burnt. And it's messed up. You can't come back from that. You can't come back from that. But it's just like me, you posted, yeah, let God fix my problem. Because if I fix that, I'm going to jail. Yes. Yeah. No. Grits, Vi. You know how when your parents be cooking their grits on the stove, or they put that hot water in there, you stir it in there, add some grits to it and throw it on somebody and see what. Well, don't do that, because I don't want nobody to say, well, Roslynn told me. No. Unless you got some bail money, you do that on your own. Carmelite. Yep. Because the more my mom used to tell me stuff like that. You throw something, you play that grit ball if you want to. You play that, you throw it on him. Al Green had that. He was cheating on his wife or hit her or something like that. Back in the day, she threw them grits on him and he tried to push it off. And the more he did that, he was burning himself. So yeah, that'll mess you up in a minute. It's like how tough sugar makes it work. Vi, stop asking. I ain't about to give it. Baby, don't ask me that. Because you're like, how does this work? No, don't do that. You ain't gonna try to sit up here and tell nobody, well, Miss Roslynn, no, I'm telling you no. I'm just saying by what I heard through the grapevine. That's all you got to do. But yeah, you go through all those different things in life. You have to, make me want to be an ancestor, like that meme said. There's some people I can't wait to be an ancestor for. I want to spiritually connect with them. Yes, is that you are so welcome. I'm glad you can appreciate my wisdom. It's all it is going through experience. We all gone through some rough times in our life. And a lot of times it's more fair share than we choose to want to acknowledge. And that's true. But those are the things to show you how strong you really are. And a lot of times it feels like my life is just always constant negative. It's always constant detrimental. It's always constantly tragic. When you face all this stuff, there's success right around the corner, and you just don't know. You really just don't know how much success you got coming around the corner. I've seen how my truth has affected the liars. Okay. And I see how it scares the hell out of them, and I just get mad. Like, why are you trying to play me on a social media site? Why are you trying to lie and say you me? I mean, it's like, shoot, if I'm lying, why are you trying to sit up here and manipulate saying you me when it ain't me? And I just think, I'm like, shoot, the truth is stranger than fiction. It really is. It's like you have to be able to go. It's like back I had a phone call. Oh, okay, no problem. But yeah, you go through all those different things. You not realize that your greatest downfall will be your greatest come up. You got to remember that. All these things that you're going through is preparing you for greatness. It really is. You really just don't know. There's times, like I say, I can keep it real, and I can keep it all the way real. There's times I don't sit up here and cried until my head hurts. Felt like my head was going to explode, eyes just swelling. And I'm crying just because of how jacked up I'm looking from crying all the whole time. I'm like, damn, look, my eyes, I can't see. Be all like that. I've been there. And that's where you're a strong person. I said, yeah, I'm on here. I'm not looking for attention. I'm just up here telling the truth, because there's many people that can relate to the things that I'm talking about. I ain't got no reason to lie. It is. That's where your strongest moments come from. When you can wipe the tears from your eyes, and you can feel your ancestors telling you, baby, you aren't going through this by yourself. Even when you feel like you're going through it by yourself, you are never by yourself. You're going to be greater than you ever expected. The devil wouldn't be trying so hard if you weren't prepared for something that you never seen coming. He wouldn't be working on you that hard. That's the reason why you're going through it. Because I was just like, today, prime example, I was like, man, do I even want to feel like talking about the stuff that I already said I was going to talk about yesterday on that old chat? And then it was next, I put it on public, and then it was still up unlisted. So I'm like, what's going on? And then I was like, well, if I don't get any comments saying anything about live, I'm just go ahead and start back up on Monday. Next, Anton, Kelly, and it was somebody else that came in, and I know I just talked to Breezy, so I was just like, okay, and Cole too, but I didn't say nothing about that because I didn't know what you had going on. So so I said, okay, this would be a good topic because I haven't had a topic about this in a long time. I can't remember. I think the last time I did a narc video was like 2 years ago. Now, if it's about something about the doubters and stuff like that, oh yeah, I done had a couple of those. So I would love to like some rest also. Cry is rest. It is. That's the part of your healing process when you allow yourself to cry because you're being honest with those emotions. Well, actually not saying it's honest with emotions because a lot of times people just cry and be in that state of confusion like, why do I keep going through this? Why do I keep having? And those are the things that you have to be able to find that truth within that tragedy. And a lot of times, if you stay focused on that tragedy, you will never find your truth. And that's why I had to force myself to see, God will allow you to, he will allow the situation to wreck you before you wreck yourself. These are the things you had to go through to make you a better person. Because a lot of times, things will happen and you just trying to find out why these people keep pushing me. Why do these people keep trying to make me mad? Why do these people keep on making me want to retaliate? And I've been in situations before where I got underestimated. Matter of fact, it was like 5 years ago. And I was just like, and now this was when my truth actually hit me, when I finally found out all my truth about myself. So I was a ticking time bomb. And I had to deal with a work bully. I had to deal with a work bully. And then I'm 5'2". This one about 6'3". She like football length, basketball. And she underestimated me, and she was steady, always talk to me like she was talking to one of her little ghetto kids or whatever. I'm like, look, I understand you over me, but that's always a way you need to deliver your message, and you need to act accordingly. You better come at me with respect. Don't do that. Don't expect me to give you more respect than you giving myself. It's earned, not given. And I had to keep repeating myself. I said, okay. And then one of my friends was talking about, and I appreciate him. That is my love to the heart, because he was one of my gay friends. They just one of the ones like, baby, let me handle, I got this. But look, let me get this bitch. No, I got her. Leave me. This is gonna be the one I'm gonna lose that job for. Just keep patient, because she gonna keep running her mouth. I'm gonna give her what she want, and end up doing that. And I unleashed that, and I almost killed that chick. And, and everybody looking like, Dad, Roslynn did that. Yes, I did. I didn't even, the parts of me that came out, I blacked out. And that was the most scariest situation. I said, I would never allow nobody to take me out of character like that again. Because if I do that next time, I'm going to end up killing somebody and I'm going to be in jail. So I had to do that. Sometimes I feel like I like to cry for days, but I can't. When you allow yourself, Annie, give yourself that cry. When you're out of your situation that you're in, cry for that. Cry to be able to I finally got out of that situation. I may not be full-blown healed, but you got out of that situation. That's a blessing, because a lot of people, they don't live through situations like that. But like I was saying with that girl, that dude just became a habit on beating her. And then he beat her while she was pregnant. He beat her in front of her kids. Next thing you know, he beat the mess out of her. Head hit the table. And this was on Christmas, the day before Christmas. He put sunglasses on this chick, laid her up on the couch and said, you know what, your mom got plastered last night and she's still drunk. But I'm going to tell her to get on this couch and she going to sit there. He put his glasses on her, knowing good and well she was gone. She was gone. And the kids was sitting up here, look, mommy, I got all this. Don't even know she done died 2 days before that. He died. He's like, how you did? How I did what? How I did what? You said good job. What you talking about, Annie? It's like, yes, indeed. I mean, you just don't know. I mean, when I said I was angry, I said that man need to be dealt with. I mean, he need to be dealt with, because you already know he probably can't fight no man like he ran up on his wife. And the mama was so angry. She was on the way of getting out of that situation, and he killed her. Now he trying to say that was she tempted him. Nobody can make you hit anybody. That is a choice. You can walk away. You can walk away, but you chose to be expressing yourself by laying hands. And I hope God deal with you in a special kind of way. When I said, oh Lord, somebody need to handle him. I hope one of her cousins, relatives or something is in the same pod with him and handle that dude like he need to be handled. Stuff like that makes me mad. I can't stand stuff like that. That's why I tell anybody, if you have got out of a domestic situation and you walked away free, you may be mentally and emotionally damaged, but you were able to walk away on your still strength. Don't bring that person back into your life, because they'll do any and everything to try to come back just to destroy you all up again. But when you allow yourself to have that power and stay stern in your power and in your truth, and don't bring that back in, it's not saying to cut yourself off from happiness, but learn from those lessons. Allow yourself to go through that healing of grief, to allow yourself to see what you can no longer accept, what you are no longer allowing yourself to attach to. Heal wherever you need to heal at. So when you allow yourself to stand forward and stand strong, you'll know the situations that you're seeing when you bring in somebody in your life that is very dangerous, because they move too quick. They move real quick. They be plotting. Even, I've had a boyfriend where he was giving me everything I wanted, knowing I just got out of another toxic relationship, but I didn't want to deal with the one. I didn't want to keep thinking about that one, so I brought another one in, not realizing I went from ishier to ishier, and it just brought me off to a worse situation. And it was just like I had to allow myself to quit bringing, jumping in one relationship to a next one, because I'm not allowing myself to heal from all these toxic relationships I've been in, because I keep on getting in the same situation. Dude want to deal with all these females thinking I'm about to be standing on the sand line. No, and no. It's like, yes, I don't like to cry, but I need to. Yeah, let it out. That's what you do. It's like, I got my eye broke. Oh God. It's like, I lied. What did he say? I lied. My life was depend on it. It's like, I protect my babies and myself. You have to. It's like, cops didn't help. They sure didn't. They won't. They're not supposed to. It's just like that situation is like when God is not allowing somebody to help you, because you already see. Nowadays, when you're seeing people coming up and they get mad because they're getting held responsible for their actions on police brutality and excess force on people, they want to get rid of you real quick. Now, if it's like, if you privileged at a certain, race and stuff like that, you can get away with anything. I done seen one that was recorded in Minneapolis, where this man, a white man, that came up and spit it in an Oriental dude police officer face and a black one. And they told him, get in the car, sir, get in the car, sir. You see what they doing to me? And this black woman looked like, But if it would have been one of us, they would have popped holes in us. You were able to get away with something like that, And it's just sad. This is what goes on. A restraining order is just a piece of paper. I've seen too many of those 911 calls they have on YouTube, where there was this one dude, you can already straight say that boy's elevator is not, his radio wasn't tuned. It was just all static. That elevator didn't go to the second floor. It wouldn't even get past the second floor. It was like, it was just in between. Jumped out of jail. First thing, his first mission was to do, not even go wash it behind, get a good thing to eat, or even just go ahead and release the poop you've been probably holding in for the last few days. The first mission you got in your truck, and you went straight over to where your girlfriend was, your ex-girlfriend, because you mad she went with somebody else, killed the whole family, killed herself. Why would y'all let that dude out, knowing good and well this is what he was about to do? It's like, I didn't understand. I was in a toxic relationship. I may have had a commissioner. Also, 5 years later, police did believe people did believe me. Do believe me. You have to. I was in mine for like 21 years. I'm still dealing with mine. I've been out of my relationship, but it's still a karmic cycle. So I'm still dealing with it 21 years. I used to be embarrassed about that stuff, because it shouldn't take that daggone long for anything. But then when I say, as long as I'm in this situation, I'm brought so much value or strength to me. There's no reason for me to be shamed. Because it allows me to know there ain't nobody else to go into that pier and do something like that to me. I will walk. As soon as I walk in, I'll walk right back out. Well, wait a minute. I care for you. No, you can keep that. No, you can keep that. I'm done. And even my adoptive father did that. I love you. I don't need that type of love in my life. You can go wipe your ass with that. I'm done. You can keep that for yourself. I don't need that. Shoot, I'd rather sit up here and be playing with daggone stingrays, or I could spray myself with a whole bunch of food and go play in a shark's tank before I allow myself to get connected to you again. I'm good. I'm done. It's like, paper don't mean nothing. It don't. Because that's like when I do it here, if you go into an issue where, somebody cheating in your house or something like that, they try to tell you, oh, if you put your hands on somebody, you going to jail. I said, okay, so if I said, just for instance, I want an example, just to say that, the police were laughing at me while I was being funny, but I was being for real. I said, so you telling me you go to work, right? Your wife is a homemaker, the ones that stay home and cook and clean and take care of the kids. He's like, yeah. You are out of uniform. If you miss one thing, if you miss your badge, you already out of uniform. And that means you got to go all the way back home and go get your stuff to a house where you done paid for all the food, any utilities, the furniture, you pay everything. He said, yeah, you walk into the house, you seeing a man just plowing the heck out your wife. And the fact is, he got better stamina than you do. Are you going to tell me you going to call the cops, or you going to handle it like you need to handle it? I'll wait. He over here, he laughed at me so good. He laughed at me. He was like, Miss Roslynn, I'm going to leave you alone. I said, parent taken, not point, but parent taken. So you ain't going to try to tell me what I'm not going to do in my own house. That's one thing you're not going to do. But I told him it's just at that point, it takes, like in the state of Georgia, basically it takes for one of y'all to leave out a body bag. And the first thing they're going to do, why don't you call the cops? Y'all don't do a damn thing. Why am I going to call you for? Why? Nowadays, if you black, you might end up getting killed. You weren't even calling the cops on you. It was for somebody else. And then both you and the criminal going to die. And that's just how it is. So the worst was when I stopped and get scared. It was dangerous. I'm glad you just out of that situation, Annie. It is good. You're out of that situation. And, I know it's a sad situation if you're still healing from that. But the main focus is you're out of that situation. Now you're doing your part to heal. That experiences you learn from. So if you ever decide to get into a relationship anytime soon, and you went through your grief of healing, you came accepting of what has happened. So that to not repeat that again, you want to know exactly what to look for. Because when people oh, you're beautiful, you got a good head on your shoulders. What happened in your last relationship? What go on? I'm trying to make sure I don't do that to you. Knowing in a clean mind, they're going to make sure they do it to you plus more. When they're asking you all about your last relationships and stuff, they want you can talk to me about anything. And while they're doing that, they're already filtering out the Prince Charming that they're making themselves out to be. Just for that. And that's why I said, hey, don't trust them. Don't trust them. Don't trust them. I'll pull a Medea real quick. Don't trust them. Don't trust them. And you can't be that way. You have to be able to peek the stuff that they're giving you. Something don't sound right, or something that's like, why is this person, somebody asked me, Roslynn, the family wants me to move in with them, want me to buy a house. No. Why is the family so hard up on wanting you to be with that person? There's something ain't right about that in the water. There's something ain't right in the water. Don't you jump in a situation like that, because they probably getting tired of dealing with that person, and they want somebody to occupy them because they tired of dealing with it. Don't jump in no situation like that where the family's trying to put you off on him. That's a distraction. That they setting you up because they getting tired of dealing with it, so they don't care. But you have to be able to go through those things. Don't go back alone. Is that my friend got shot because she was alone? Oh Lord. And it's like, sorry, I zip. It's like, I'm sad for that she didn't tell. Yeah. Stuff like that happens. And a lot of times you have to see stuff like that. I lost a friend that I grew up with that I don't know if it was her baby's dad or not, because I wasn't there in a place where it happened. But, I was hearing word from mouth because I was like, what happened? I haven't heard from my girl Tati in a long time. And it was just like, some dirty deeds happened. We trying to get justice for her. So I don't know, but they said she was in a very toxic relationship. And those are the things that when you can allow yourself to escape, it don't matter if you going just with the clothes you got on and your kids is out. But when you can get out of that situation, you protect it, and you want to be able to make sure. That's the biggest blessing you can do. When you can allow yourself, I'm finally in a place where I don't feel like a prisoner in my own house. I ain't got to walk on eggshells, because you don't know what type of people, you always got different levels of dealing with narcissistic people. You can sneeze sideways and they ready to beat the brakes off of you. And these are the things that, when they try to do, and it's sad because I've seen friends that they marry these people for financial, uptake, because they were always used to just having enough. It's like 3 kids are an orphan now. Yeah. And it makes me mad when folks like that. I say, you're selfish, because you're not thinking of the children that are being exposed to that. Or there's some people that you can see on these 911 situations where they do that in front of the kids. Now the kids are scarred for life. just because of what you did, because you didn't want to see that person with nobody else. Stuff like that irritates me, and it's just like those situations that take place, and you try to get out of those situations, and then they try to say, I can't do nothing without you. I can't see my life without you. I'm going to kill myself. And I tell somebody, that last time somebody told me that, I said, next time, tell me where you going, the addresses you going to, what funeral home, so I can send the flowers right there. Because you ain't about to bring me back. No, I want stuff like that. And it's a situation that it's sad. And I left for a minute. Did I miss it? No, not really. You can go back and look after it's over. But yeah, you go through these situations, and I'm telling you, if you can live through these situations and actually get out, you are a soldier beyond all soldier strength. I'm telling you, you're like a transformer after that. But this is that situation that you have to really learn and grow from. And then you pray to God that you can be able to get the insight that you needed from that tumultuous situation, that you don't never allow yourself to get in a situation like that again. And these are the situations that you're learning through from the circumstances that you've been placed in. And a lot of time we feel like, why do we have to, deal with people like that? Why didn't I see it coming? These are the situations you had to be in for you to see. Pay attention to what they're dishing out. When people want to move fast, talking about, I think I might want to marry you. Let's move in. Let's do this. Why are you so in a hurry? What you doing? When you do stuff like that. And then it's just like they want to hurry up and get you in that hook, line, sinker, because they don't want you to see the bad part on them. And when you finally do, it's in a situation where it's going to be hard for you to get out of. And those are the situations you really have to worry about. Because the last toxic relationship that I was in there before I got back with my ex again, it was like to that point. I mean, I fractured 2 ribs. My wrist and stuff was, messed up. My back was messed up. I had, now mind you, I think it happened in October, and here in Georgia, it wasn't that hot. It wasn't that cold. And I had to wear turtlinex at my job, and it was hot. Like hot, because I was cooking my food for soldiers, and I'm sitting up here lifting stuff and crying because I had to lift up Mermites. It's like we were feeding the troops, and their stuff is like about 5 or 6 pounds that we have to put in a container to send off to the field. And I'm picking this stuff up, and I'm crying because my whole body is messed up. I had to sit up here and take salt baths every night. And those are the things I had allowed myself to never let nobody know what happened to me. And then we actually worked in the same place, in the same building, except he came in an hour after me. And he was like, y'all worked for, yeah, you work. I worked to feed them. I worked at the place where they get their food at. I worked on a military installation. Yeah. I worked on and off like that for years. So when I got in that situation, and, he kept on, trying to get my attention, I would always turn my back on him. I said, I don't got nothing else to do with you, and it was crazy because it's like anytime, and I know he did some stuff to me because I think he's Creole like me, and he would always talk over my food. And I'm like, hey, stop talking on my food. I would never let him cook for me again. And I was wondering why all of a sudden my attitude shifted and stuff like that when I was dealing with different things. It's like, it's okay, terrible service. I know, because I know yesterday it was like Vi kept on saying it. Roslynn is buffering. My energy is just potent like that. Sometimes it can come out clear. Sometimes it get pixelated. My bad. Anything I use, because this is brand new, so I know it's just my energy. Is that voodoo over your food? Yes. Is anybody who wants to talk over your food, you never let somebody cook your food and they start talking over it. You don't know what kind of vibrations they putting on you. It's like you consuming their will. My mom always used to tell me that, because I'm Creole. I don't do that. If I speak over your food, it's speaking love into it. I don't speak over somebody's food to control them. So I told Average Sense to eat. I told him to stop cooking my food. I got it. I'm good. And all of a sudden, I started seeing the ways that I was accepting so much, and I started seeing for what he really was. But when I finally told him, I said, you want to see what you did? And I showed him all the bruises he put on me. He made sure he didn't put in my face. But he put them all on my neck because I passed out for a minute and I came right back and I got him in the one that blink and not the one that stink. And I tried to rip him off. And that was it, because I was beating the hell out of him. And it's like, nah, thanks. I pray over my own food myself. I know that's right. Yeah, I know, hon. It's like, I saw you. I know it was like you were a tough cookie, and it was a situation that was very, very, I cried a lot. I cried a lot because I went through that. And it was like, I see him, he give me a referral request every once in a while. I said, never again. No, I appreciate that, but never again. Because I said, the next time you ain't leaving. I said, I'm not dying, but you ain't leaving. I made sure I got out of that situation. But what was crazy, when I first met him, it was like when we connected like that, it was like a bolt. Like, I was like, what is that? And I didn't know what it was. And that was telling me, beware of him. Don't talk to him. Don't touch him. But that was an experience I had to be able to see how bad a toxic relationship could be. Because if a dude ran up on him, he would talk a lot of mess, but he wouldn't fight. And those are the situations, like, but you feel like you can run up on a woman. And I told him, I said, one of these days you gonna mess with the wrong one. I seen one where my ex had told me about, one of his friends that was doggish. She was out there messing with all these women. Either it was a girlfriend, baby mama, or whatever. She threw acid in his face, and she's still with him to this day. Ain't nobody gonna mess with you after I don't sit up here and threw acid on you, because they're gonna think I'm gonna do it to them. And and she was like that. And I said, I never want to get to that point. Is that, do not play with voodoo, please. I don't do that. I don't do that, because it's just like, I've had people put stuff on me, and I can feel it when they put stuff on me. And I just turn it to sender with God's blessing. Whatever God want to have you at that time, I'll let God have it to you. But I send it right back, because when people do that, I can feel it. Things has been placed in my food and my drinks and stuff like that. I handle it, and nothing still happens to me. So it's just like, you have to understand, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. If God meant for stuff to happen and they didn't fall through it, trust and believe that is going to come back fiercely when God handled it. So I let it go. I let it go, but allow that to be your rite of passage. You see these experiences, you learn from them. When you learn from these experiences and you heal from them, it makes you such a better person. And it allows you to really learn on what type of people to bring in your life. It says leaving with clothes that's on your back. You have to do that sometimes. You have to. And sometimes people leave in a situation like that. I've seen people run out of the house with just their underwear on, thinking that they ain't gonna run out the house because they ain't got no clothes on. I've seen it happen. And it's probably scary. I scare me, Annie. I scare me, because I'm like, ooh, because it's like my situation when I fought that girl. They said I crawled up the wall. It was some demonic stuff like that. And I was like, wait a minute, I crawled up the wall. Like, girl, you did it 3 times. I'm like, what? I didn't know we can possibly do that. But when you sucking energy out of the room, you don't realize the powers that you have. If you can, you can control energy like that. You can build a whole house by yourself if you want to. It's like, yeah, the mercy is real. Ever seen a movie enough? Yep, I got that movie. I love when J-Lo put them little wrestling rings on her fingers. Like I said, fingers. And she wrapped that daggone gauze and jumped around there. That girl was like, she was beating the heck out of that. When you talk about, I love that movie, because she was scared as I don't know what. He tried to kill her. But then she went to self-defense class. She learned how to shoot a gun. Then he was like, no, when you hit him, make it count. She putting all them daggone wrestling rings and stuff, got them all from the pawn shop, putting them tapes on it like them boxers and junk like that, and put them on, and she was ready. That reminds me of that movie. Yeah, with J-Lo. Yeah, it's called Enough. That movie was good. She had to cut her hair. She had to hide her daughter, because the dude didn't want her to leave. That's like, what was that movie? I forgot what that movie was, where that was that one with, the girl from, what's her name? Got Julia Roberts. That movie, was it Sleeping with the Enemy? Like, if she moved the towels and stuff like that, she wanted to keep him rustled up, because he like everything calculated. And he like nothing out of order. That scared me too. Yeah, I've been through a situation like that. It was scaring me, but then that made me pull the bull out of me in a minute. Like, cross that line if you want to. I've been through some stuff. Don't let me unleash my burdens on you, because that's it. That's it. Because the last time I said, I'm going to walk away because I'm going to break something. Because the last time people came back and told me I broke the girl eye socket and junk like that. And I was like, dang, I really did that. And it looked like, they said, Roslynn, it looked like you did a full metal jacket on her by putting a whole bunch of soap in a pillowcase, and you beat her up. And she had all them knots all over her face. I'm like, damn, what happened? Girl, you did that. Oh, did she get a hit? Just one. Like, just one. I'm like, oh, I mean, it's not funny, because God be like, let that go. But that mess was funny to me. That was funny to me. That beat her behind from the old, good, and the new. I didn't care. And there's a lot of movies where women become empowered after they leave a man. They do. That's the situation that gives you to take your power back. A lot of times we place our power in things that is not empowering us, because anything that is destined to be for you, that's too much of a sacrifice. Somebody who really cares for you ain't gonna ask you to sacrifice stuff like that. That's too expensive. You supposed to be valued. You supposed to be appreciated. And if they ain't doing any of them things, they don't need you. They truly do not need you. And it's like, well, Softy is like with the I don't know. It's like, yeah, hope floats. I remember that movie too. I love that movie too. That was a good movie. What was that? What, Harry Connick Jr.? Wasn't that name Harry Connick Jr.? I think it was. I like that movie too. Because I'm on your, it's like I'm on your case. You know, shoot. Don't play with me, play with yourself. You get a better reaction out of it. I ain't got time. You know I don't. And those are the situations, that's where you will learn from. In those situations, yes, it's a tough situation, but I feel like anybody that can walk out of there. I don't care if you're walking out of there with one sock and one shoe and your boobie is out your bra. You got out of there. You can find somebody to give you a shirt, give you something to put on, but it's better than being in a situation you don't know if that's going to be your last night. The guys or some women are crazy. Yes, there are some women that I done seen it. And I'm like, oh, you don't pick the right one. It's just like people I know. Sometimes you can bring that stuff out of him and you don't even know that they have that within themselves. You don't know. And those are the situations. It's like, I'll be dead. Not again. I say, I'm gonna chuck this one up and check it as a loss, but I'm gonna appreciate what you did to me because this is making me a better person. I will not allow somebody else to do that to me. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, because anything that takes me to where I lose my sleep over understanding why and where am I fitting in your life, I got to go. If you making me question that, I got to go. I ain't no, you know. And people ask me, Roslynn, you stay celibate on purpose? Yes, yes, I do that on purpose, and I'm happy about that. I'm so happy about that because when I focus on my growth and I focus on my healing, I don't have time. Yes, I don't have time because I used to do that. I felt like I went tit for tat, or when I got frustrated, I had to go get me, I had to go get my rocks off. Now I'm like, no, they got too much stuff out here. It's like I tell people be laughing at me. I said, sometimes if I stare at somebody so long, I think I may have to go to a free clinic because probably gave me something with the retina. I don't want that. No, and no. I'm good. And it's like, and they have it. It's just like, no. It's like sleeping with the enemy. Yes, it is. I don't do all that. Because some people get cocky. I'm like, baby, if you know me like you really know me, you wouldn't be testing me. Because sometimes I got to walk off because I'm like, baby, oh my God, no. You just don't know how I can really just mess up your whole existence. You really do. And I tell people, I watch too many horror movies and that imagination is fierce. Don't mess with me. That's like, do not mess with me. I watched all those spit on your graves. I didn't watch the parts when she got hurt, but I watched the parts when she came back with a vengeance. She done gave me some insight. So it's just like one of those different things. I just don't have time. My mind is very creative and it can be very detrimental, not towards my life, but towards yours. And I watch too many crime shows. I know how to get away with stuff. But now it's at that point, I don't have time for all that. I'm going to let God handle you. Because there's times I said, you know what? Because even my friends was like, let me not make you mad. Because I can get like that. I'm the same with movies. I just start, my mind can get there. And if my mind is getting there, it's just like you never underestimate a person that love watching horror movies and their mind is just shot because she done went through too many things, or he done went through things. It's like, you better leave them alone. They've been here before. You better leave them alone. Just leave him alone. I have a son. I want him to respect himself. Yeah, because it's like when you have a situation like that, especially with you, Annie, and they don't probably seen you go through some stuff, you got to go 10 times harder to make sure he don't repeat those situations that they seen you go through. Because a lot of times, when it comes to situations like that, some of the time it's like private power, okay? And it's like bulb little new movies, okay? It's just like when you go through situations like that, you have to make sure you come correct with your children because you don't want your children to become acceptant of the things that you have gone through. You never want them to track like that because I tell people with my situation, I said, you need to get out of that, especially when you have kids And they're seeing, because you're showing them it's okay to go through something like that. You're telling them that's how a person's supposed to treat me. Heck to the no. You allow somebody they want to worship the ground you walk on, and they're going to be able to do any and everything to make sure that they don't make you want to leave. And I'm not saying manipulation, but actually appreciate you. Those are the things. Is I like you hear about these celebrities and stuff like that. And people like the Bennifer situation. I said, Jennifer, she beautiful, and I don't know what she look good for her age, but she need to go sit down somewhere. And people looking at me like, what? She needs to sit down somewhere because she ain't allowing her whole body to rest. It's like when A-Rod done went back to his wife. Now, basically, he done went back. He done went backwards. You don't go backwards. It's like supernova. But you don't go back towards that. It's like we are not clocks. You spring forward. You don't fly back. That's one thing you don't do. J-Lo done went right back to Ben. I'm like, didn't he dish you a couple of days before y'all wedding and went and married another Jennifer? I'll wait. Don't do that. Yeah, J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez. The one from, I forgot, you teenagers, so you don't probably remember I Live in Color. Enough. What was the other movie she done been in? That crazy movie where she was sleeping with that teenager, her son's friend. I forgot that one. That was a good movie too. It's I want them to grow as good human. Yeah, you would. That's why it's just a situation you're in, especially if they're young. My kids are already grown, but it's just the fact is I fear that they might get into relationships that they see me in, and I don't. And that's why I tell them I don't want you following behind me. I want you to do better than me. I've seen a little bit of in Living Color. Well, she was one of the dancers. She played. You ever heard of the movie Selena Quintanilla? I think that's what it was. But the movie was Selena. She played that one. She played in Money Train. What else she played in? Wedding Planner. There's a couple of other movies she done played in. Money Train. All those different things. I can't remember. But yeah, she jumped from relationship to relationship to relationship. And I'm like, you are showing your daughter, you got a daughter. What kind of example you bring your daughter that you ain't even letting your stuff rest? You done jump somebody else already up in it. You act like you can't be by yourself. And there's some people that jump into relationships. I've been like that. You jump into relationships when you can't, just to get over the last relationship. But you ain't getting over it because you jump in another situation and it's going to be the same way. Because it was like situations between her and, Ben Affleck before it. So it's just like, then you just got to shake your head and stuff like that, just with Chloe. That's my friend. Dude, he ain't your friend because he's getting too comfortable with disrespecting you and making you feel foolish out in this public. Because now he getting caught with prostitutes, like you getting it on a daily with your baby mama, but you paying somebody to do it, baby. And she just want people. It was like nobody gonna feel sorry for you because they already told you. They already told you stop messing around with him, and you took him back. I mean, Stevie Wonder could have seen that was about to happen. Yeah, she dated, but yeah, that's like her second time because he just took her to Milwaukee or something like that a few months ago, and it was just the fact is A-Rod, what's his name? Alex Rodriguez, he played for, hey, Casper, I ain't say nothing about no ghosts today, but popped up. Thanks for stopping through. Make sure y'all give some thumbs up, please. I appreciate it. But all those different things, you jumping from one relationship to a next one, and you have to give yourself that time to breathe. Get that excess energy you just left. You bringing some more energy on top of the energy you still consuming. That's nasty. And this is really nasty. When you got kids like that, they pay attention to what you do. And I was listening from the start, and it was really therapeutic for me. What you talking about, Casper? You talking about this video that I was talking about? Or if it is, I appreciate that. I'm glad it is, if that's what you were talking about. But yeah, you grow and you learn through the situations, the choices you make, through healing, through your experiences that you go through. And these are the things, when you can allow yourself to say, yes, I've been in abusive relationships. Yes, I fell on my face 1,000 times, but I got up so many different times. Oh, it's like just you talking. Well, I'm glad it's therapeutic to you. I appreciate it. A lot of people say that. It's like, it's calming when I listen to you. I try to be funny, but bring out seriousness at the same time. It's like us as Heyokas. You don't have to be serious about stuff because sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying at times. We all go through different experiences where it can really, knock you out the ballpark. Like it don't change you. mentally. But it's just like mine is really truly been traumatic for me. You know, people tell me I got an MSR voice. It's just so calming. You know, you listen and you you do one of those different things. It says before then a guy who sings like a bird. Yeah, it is. I mean, I've also seen situations where my guy friends, has been in toxic relationships, and that made them that hit it and quit it type guy, because it's like when they love somebody, it was taken for granted. So he was just like, I ain't catching no feelings. I'm gonna just keep doing this, and not realizing you have to be careful who you sleep with. People are like, no, because of, sexually transmitted, all that, that too. And then plus the energy people carry, because if they sit up here sleeping with everybody, you sleeping with the people they slept with, and carrying on and carrying on and carrying on. And then next thing you know, your pH balance is off, your hormones are all off, and you don't want to be walking around smelling like cabbage. That's just not a good thing. It's like spiritual energies. Yes, they can be very nasty, very, very nasty. That's why I keep to myself. People are like, you celibate on purpose. Very much so. I'm saving myself. I'm good. It's like when you can look, and I said now they got new diseases they ain't even gave name for us yet. I'm not trying to be nobody's test subject. I'm good. No. When you sit up here and be reading up on them Googles, the things you should not Google, when they start coming out with stuff called blue waffle and junk like that, I'm like, ooh, And even though I heard that was a rumor, that's not a real thing, but it was just something. It's like, you like it. It's like, But yeah, I just, I'm good, because I remember I used to look at my friends, like my mom's, my mom type friends. Thank you. It's like, smash the button. Thank you. But yeah, because I used to listen, my mother type figure friends, like, girl, I ain't been doing that. I'm like, you not doing it? How can you not do that? It's like, baby, you'll have more respect for yourself. And it took me to have to go through the situation she was talking about for me to be able to learn. And I said, I'm glad they taught me that. And those are the things. It's like blue waffles. Ew, yeah. It's like, Vi, don't go look that up. I'm telling you, don't do that. They'll scar you for life. Don't do it. Because I'll be looking up there like, I Google stuff like that. And I'm like, when they tell me don't Google, I'm going to show them Google it. Just to go ahead and play with my own feelings and scar me for life. I ain't looked at waffles the same. I was like, yeah, it was just a whole lot of nasty. Or, I'll be watching those, it's like, it's like blue waffles. It was like, oh, no, don't imagine that. Please do me a favor and don't imagine that. Because it's just like, I'm that, what was it? I watched the, how they have on YouTube where you can hear the story, like they always talk about the gynecologist, like nastiest story and stuff like that. Me and my daughter, we dropped our food, listened to stuff. I'm like, girl, did you just hear that? And she's like, oh, mom. And I'm like, don't ask me to explain that. I don't even, all of a sudden I started getting the heebie-jeebies. I ain't trying to deal with all that. I fell in love with the man's whose voice was so good. Yeah, that was probably the only thing that was good about him. It's like, you sit here and get fooled by that if you want to. I'm like, no, come back from the light, Caroline. Don't do it. Come on back. I'll direct you. Like, come on back up. Come on. He been here before. Come on. It's like, you ain't sleeping with the enemy. You sleeping with the devil. Come on back. He has, I'm like Al Pacino. We have so many names. No, I'm good. I'm so good. I'm not. It's like with my ex, I said when I first met him, I don't know why I didn't sit up here and go, why do I want to call you slick? And why you say, cause you reading him exactly how he is. It's slick. And I wish I would have just took that for what it is and kept going. But that was also my biggest blessing from those situations he placed me in. That's how you learn. Those are the things you learn. But y'all, I'm about to get off this computer. I was going to do 2 other videos, but I'm going to save that for the chat for Monday. So we can go ahead and do this. Thank y'all so much for stopping in. Make sure y'all put up those thumbs up buttons. I had a good time with y'all, but tomorrow, y'all, I'm taking me a rest. So I apologize if we can't do it. But I will be doing it on Friday. Well, not Friday. I will be doing this again on Monday. But I'm going to go ahead and use one of the ones that I set up for today. That I was going to do after I finished this, because sister is tired. I did an email that I went and gave some love to, and then I just did 2 podcasts. Make sure y'all check that out. If y'all have Spotify, I put the links on there in the community box that I just did. You may love or may enjoy. Let me go ahead and I don't know why that didn't. You are so welcome, Casper. Much love to you. Soothing indeed. Yeah, I love y'all so much. I hope you enjoy yourself. Please don't get crazy with the fireworks. If you do it, I messed up my hands. A black bobcat, whatever they call them, black cats, exploded in my hand before. So y'all be careful with those different things in your life. So much love. Be safe. Have a good weekend. I will be back on Monday on uploads. I should be able to do my live chat around 5:30, 6 o'clock. So hopefully I'll be able to connect with y'all then. And if y'all want me to start, like when I put I know some of y'all are aware of my community page that I do stuff on. If you want me to talk about certain things during the chat, just let me know. Thank you, and I appreciate that. Much love to you. If y'all want me to talk about different, subjects or different things about narcissists or anything like that you want me to speak on in the chat, just drop it on my comment section. And under my post, I usually give y'all a whole bunch of Mark, hey, how you doing? I'm getting ready to close out, Mark. I wish you would have came earlier. I'm getting ready to close. I've been on here almost 2 hours and I'm tired, but I appreciate you coming in. But yeah, if y'all have Q&A that y'all want me to speak on my next chat, please go ahead and put what you would love for me to talk about in the chat, and I'll make sure I give you a post notification shout out, and I'll go ahead and speak on that subject. So, we can have different things we can talk about that you may be struggling with, or you may be just wanting to talk about, and we can do that. So much love to y'all. Thank you so much for stopping through. I hope you enjoy your holiday. Make sure you have fun, eat a lot of food, and get plenty of rest, because a sister about to recharge, and I'm out of commission right now. So I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all on my next one. Much love. All right. Peace.